I want to thank Pew Charitable Trusts for putting this together and addressing a really important issue. It's hard to believe that it's been 2 years, and this is kind of a nice point in time to look back and see how far we've come and maybe what's ahead, right? We'll find out pretty soon. In Illinois, we're very much a pro-immigrant rights state. Governor Quinn prides himself in being the most welcoming state, the governor of the most welcoming state, and that's really true, and we have legislative and executive action to back that up. So what I want to do is give you a quick overview what Illinois did in response to DACA. So once the DACA program was launched, one of the first things we did was we looked across state agencies to see what barriers there might be for DACA eligible individuals in obtaining employment. And as part of that process, we realized that really there were no barriers. There's no requirement for to be a citizen or be a permanent resident to get a license. Hundreds of kinds of licenses, nursing, cosmetology. So it was nice to know that there were no concrete barriers, but on the other hand, on our part, we did a lot of public education in letting people know that they should be applying. And so it's also part of a community effort in making sure that individuals know that they have all these other options as well. The governor also created the Illinois Dream Fund Commission. This predated DACA a little bit, but was fully launched post-DACA. And what it is a commission that's created by the governor. So all the board members are appointed by the governor. And they are charged with creating a nonprofit that raises private dollars to fund scholarships, college scholarships for undocumented individuals, so ideally for the DACA individuals. So we are in our second, going into the third year. To give you an idea of how this program has gone, how successful it's been, during its first year, they gave out $100,000 in scholarships to 35 students. But the demand was intense. There were over 1,200 applications. And for this year, there's 2,400 applications, so almost double. So there is an incredible demand on that end. And then moving to a related area, still education, we did something really unique, I think, in Illinois. So being really creative, we arranged for the Illinois Finance Authority, which is a state agency that provides financing to municipalities and to other governmental and non-governmental bodies. And they were able to create a loan fund to fund the medical education for students at Loyola University. I think it was the first one in the country. And actually last week I was at a press conference, which was the first day of the medical students starting in the first class for the DACA students. And it's really a phenomenal program. The way it works is the students who meet all the requirements are selected along with all the other students, so the standards are maintained the same. And the students who are DACA eligible apply with everybody else. And then in this first class, there happens to be seven students. So those students will receive loans through the Illinois Finance Authority. And then at the end of their education, when they graduate, they will work for 3 or 4 years, depending, in Illinois in an underserved community. So that's how they contribute back towards the purpose of really a charitable purpose in terms of providing very much needed medical services in underserved communities. So we've had a wonderful response in Chicago. The governor is looking at expanding that. We would love to have all the medical schools and dental schools in Illinois also participate. So we're currently looking at IFA expanding that program, and I hope other states will follow. And then, as was mentioned earlier, the temporary driver's license. Illinois was really the largest state. There were a few that already had the temporary driver's licenses for undocumented, unauthorized individuals, but Illinois was the largest one to do it. So the governor signed that last year, and implementation began in January. So we are 8 months into it. And it's an amazing program whereby individuals who cannot provide any proof that they are here legally can obtain a driver's license. It's a temporary driver's license. It's renewable every 3 years. In Illinois, the Secretary of State's office is the office in charge of issuing licenses. So the program is actually run out of the Secretary of State's office. So we've been working closely with them in the implementation, and it's been going very well. We've had our glitches, but it's a wonderful program They estimated there are about 250,000 individuals in Illinois who would be eligible. And up to this point, there have been 90,000 licenses issued, which is very impressive. We've also looked at the regulations that implemented, because obviously the regulations are critically important in making sure that the program will be successful. A couple of other items I wanted to mention that are in the works that relate to DACA individuals as well as other immigrants. The Affordable Care Act was launched, as everybody knows, and undocumented individuals are not eligible to participate. We're currently exploring the possibility of creating a separate exchange that would be for anyone who is not eligible to participate in the traditional ACA exchange. So I know California has taken some steps as well, but this is something that's very important to the governor and something that really will have a positive impact on in a lot of communities. The other item I wanted to mention is the welcoming centers. Illinois has several welcoming centers that are based in mainly immigrant communities, whereby several state agencies have staff members there and provide services. For example, if a family walks in, there's a comprehensive assessment done. So if they come in for maybe information on food stamps, they'll also be evaluated for child care or job retraining or unemployment benefits. So it's a way where we get all of our agencies, well, several that are currently participating, but ideally expanding this so that we can provide many services out in the community. And the welcoming centers is also a really good model to use, I think, in general. If there is something that is that the president, if he takes action, this would be a great model to expand to be able to assist individuals who could benefit from having some sort of status here. And so that gives you an idea. In Illinois, we're really busy, doing what we can until the federal government takes action. And I think that that's really important to understand that, in Illinois and in other states, we try to approach it as best we can in a kind of piecemeal approach, prioritizing and filling in the gaps where we have the authority to do that. And hopefully, we will be at a point in time when we won't have to do that anymore, and we'll have a lot of individuals who can really live here and live the American dream. Thank you.